through my iPad that I'm here.
Well, the good news is this should be a relatively short agenda. I have started recording because we do have a quorum present, but we're holding for Commissioner Bloom before we dive into the agenda. I'm also monitoring the participants list in case he ended up as a
Mr. Chair, I'm going to go ahead and text him quick and see if I can get a status on him.
Sounds good.
There he is. All right. So he should be trying to get in now. He was getting the message that the meeting had not commenced yet. So you should see.
Yeah, and he can also try to join on the public link from the OCC landing page, and I can promote him to panelist if need be.
Let him know. All right, he's restarting the app, so stand by.
We'll give him another minute. There we go.
Woohoo!
I believe that is everyone. Greg, Commissioner Bloom, can you hear us?
Yeah, there we go. All right, we're all on.
Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and get us started. I know we normally start with a roll call, but I'm just going to give a little introductory context for the record and folks. My name is Dylan Fuge. I am the General Counsel of the New Mexico Energy, Minerals, and Natural Resources. On January 3rd, I was appointed the acting OCD director, and by virtue of that appointment and statute, I am the acting OCC chair. It shows for this particular meeting that I am signed in as Adrian Sandoval, the host. That's a WebEx artifact, so as to not disturb the link that was distributed to the public. That will of course be corrected as we set up for future meetings, but we needed to provide that stability so that the link remained accurate. And with that, I believe I kick it over to you, Mr. Moander, for the roll call.
Yeah, absolutely. Commissioner Mpoma. Or wait, roll call. So yeah, Commissioner Mpoma.
Approved.
Well, present.
Present.
And we've got Commissioner Bloom.
Present.
And we have Mr. Director.
Present.
And additionally joining us today is myself, Chris Moander, counsel for the commission through the Attorney General's office. And we also have Maureen available, who's the administrative assistant to the director. And with that, I will hand it back to the chair for approval of the agenda.
We've got a light agenda. Florine distributed in advance of the meeting, but do we have any current concerns or questions, or can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Mr. Chair, I so move.
Mr. Chair, I do second.
Do we need to do a roll call vote, Mr. Moander?
Yes, Mr. Chair, and I will proceed with your permission.
Please do.
Commissioner Mpoma.
Approved.
Commissioner Bloom.
Approve.
And Mr. Chair.
Approved.
Motion carries unanimously.
The next item on the agenda are approval of the minutes from the December 1st, 2022 commission meetings. Again, I believe those were distributed prior to the meeting. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
Mr. Chair, I so move.
Mr. Chair, I do second.
Motion carries. Mr. Moander, can you have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Commissioner Mpoma,
Approved.
Commissioner Bloom,
Approve.
Mr. Chair,
I'm going to abstain because I did not participate in the December 1st meeting.
the motion carries with a majority vote.
The next item on the agenda is actually an update from you, Mr. Moander, on pending OCC litigation.
So I've got it's the same two cases right now. Well, the first one is A1CA 39578. That's been before the Court of Appeals. We're in our 14th month that we've been waiting. But as a reminder, on October 5th of 22, the Court of Appeals issued a notice that the matter had been submitted to a panel of 3 judges. I had anticipated we might see something by now, but apparently not. So we're still waiting. The other matter is Ragsdale, D101CV 2022-00791. All the parties have fully briefed this matter. This matter was briefed, I believe, all the way back in the summer. The district court has not set a hearing date despite the respondent petitioner having filed a request for hearing. So that's possible, although I don't imagine it'll happen. The court could administratively dismiss this in the near future, but given that there was a request for hearing submitted, I have doubts the court will do that. I'm going to proceed by reaching out to all counsel on the case and figure out what we want to do, because this matter it's getting stale. We just need to get the hearing done. And as a reminder to everybody, this is an appeal off of an adjudication. And right now, that is all the litigation that the commission is currently contending with.
Thank you, Mr. Moander. The next item is other business, and just for an update for the commissioners, because it is a matter that was pending before. Salt Midstream filed an emergency motion for a stay for some deadlines in a matter that's a pending stay of injection deadlines in a permit that were issued. And I just wanted to let the commissioners know I did approve that stay request as the OCD director on the deadline in the permit. I did deny their request for an expedited hearing. That motion and that order was entered into the record in that matter, which I don't have right in front of me, so I don't have the number, but I wanted to alert my fellow commissioners that was filed sort of at the last minute, right at the end of the year, kind of in between the holidays. But we did act on that motion, and all it did was stay deadlines. Any other business from the other commissioners or questions?
Mr. Chair, may I briefly address the commission?
Yes, please.
So, and this is primarily aimed at Commissioners Bloom and Mpoma. I wasn't able to speak with you guys individually about this. This will be my last meeting as counsel for the commission. I'm departing the Office of Attorney General, and I'm pleased to share with you that I am joining the Oil Conservation Division and will be working under Mr. Fuge starting February 6th. But I wanted to share my true gratitude from the heart in working with both of you. I have been beyond blessed in working with this particular agency. I think the work that you guys do is critical, if sometimes extremely frustrating. I'm sad that we will not be working together, at least directly, anymore, but I would imagine you will be seeing me in the future. And I certainly intend to keep contact with both of you because I've enjoyed you both personally and professionally. And I thank you for allowing me to serve as your counsel.
Congratulations, Mr. Moander. We're excited for you. That's a great move, and we'll enjoy working with you over at OCD in a different capacity.
Thank you.
Yeah. Congratulations to you. Yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner Mpoma.
And it looks like we do have one question from an attendee. Mr. Morowander, I assume it's appropriate time to allow for that question.
Yeah, we can kind of do that at any point if there's a query that's being made.
Mr. Feldward, I'm going to unmute you.
Thank you, Mr. Fuchs. Mr. Moana, congratulations. I'm delighted to see you're going to work for the division. I'm counseling a number of cases that have been moved to the May 11th commission docket. Chevron versus Cimarex, Devon versus Cimarex. I can tell you that there's no way that all three of those sets of cases are going to be able to be heard on the May 11th docket. I'm also going to be out of the country for March and April. My question is, are we considering the May 11th docket to be a status conference for those cases? For purposes of trying to get them set to be heard, or do you know if the commission is actually anticipating hearing any of those cases on May 11th? I know it's difficult to project that far out in the future, but I'm trying to plan ahead of time.
Mr. Chair, can I opine on that a little?
Please do.
So I'm speaking mostly to you, Mr. Chair. Generally, when we have cases that sound like they're going to proceed to hearing, the prior practice was to hold a status conference to assess issues with evidence, witness attendance, and so basically what I would call a pretrial conference. So if there's a need for a motion practice, which does happen, things like that, that's generally how we've handled these. It probably would. I don't know that there's a problem, provided the commission's comfortable with it, on maybe trying to address that next month. But I mean, because the status conferences I found are of high value, primarily because if cases have a potential for resolution independent of commission action, we try to foster that. But at the same time, if it looks like the parties are dead set on proceeding to a full hearing, then we can assess, all right, is everyone going to have their witnesses there, documents, et cetera. And if it's sufficiently big, on occasion, we'll issue a bit of a small procedural order. So if there's unique issues that might need addressed that arise out of that status conference. If Mr. Feldwert's going to be unavailable in April and March, yeah, there could be benefit next month in simply setting them for status so we can get the parties together and kind of assess things as they stand.
Okay, and that answers my questions heading in. Mr. Felderwart, I assume that this has not had a status conference. These matters have not had a status conference yet?
That is correct. All of them are de novo appeals. So at this point, there has not been any appearance before the commission by any of the parties on any of these sets of cases.
And I know you just represent some of the parties. I guess my last question would be, is your sense that the other parties or that your clients would be ready to have a status conference at next month's meeting on the 9th?
Certainly, I would be prepared for a status conference. I can reach out to the other council that are involved to see if they would likewise be available for a status conference on, I think, would it be February 9th? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
So my request is, if this is proper, Mr. Felderwart, if you would be willing to do that outreach and communicate back to Commission Council that everyone would be ready for a status conference on the 9th. I would make a motion here that, subject to that confirmation, that we schedule a status conference as part of the 9th meeting.
And Mr. Chair, you don't need a motion for that, since this is if
Okay.
If Mr. Cuthbert can get that info to me, I can get that on the agenda as quickly as I hear from him for next month.
Yeah, so Mr. Felderwart, if you just come back to us and confirm that you're that the other council in these matters are prepared to have a status conference, or even if it's a subset are prepared to have a status conference, I can add that to the agenda for the February 9th meeting.
I appreciate that, and I'll be happy to do that.
Excellent.
Any other business to flag? Dr. Mpoma, were you raising your hand?
No.
Our next meeting is February 9th, 2023. We will get out information in advance along the normal schedule, including a draft agenda. And so, hearing nothing else, I move for adjournment. If I need to.
And I second.
Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.